E aí, Fellow Gamers, tudo bom? Bem-vindos a mais um vídeo de Fallout 4. Bom, galera, nosso objetivo é falar com o tiozinho aqui, o Ingram, o intendente. Aí eu desci só da nave, eu dei um pulo aqui e já cheguei aqui no aeroporto. Eu só pulei dela. É, realmente, eu pulei dela, galera. O que é isso? Um sintético? Ah, não, uma mulher. Aqui, ó.
Treat your power armor well, and it can get you through anything.
Elder Maxon said you'd help me build the signal interceptor.
So, looks like you're calling the shots around here now, huh? Alright, I'll bite. What does your new miracle device do?
The Institute uses teleportation to get in and out. This machine can hijack their signal and send me instead.
Teleportation? Molecular transmission via encrypted RF waves? Okay, even I have to admit, that's genius. This explains why we've been picking up anomalous energy readings all across the Commonwealth. Not to mention how they get their tin soldiers to come out of the damn walls. And this little beauty allows you to literally hijack a return signal. Instead of grabbing the intended target, it grabs you instead. Impressive.
Oh, you definitely know your stuff.
Damn right I do. It's difficult to make out all the details here, but I'm thinking you can get started by building a stabilized reflector platform. It's gonna take a cargo hold full of high-grade metal.
Ai, fodeu.
I'm sure that we have plenty of it right here at the airport.
I'm glad you can make sense of those plans.
I haven't made sense of all of it yet, but I will by the time you get the first part built. Here's a list of everything you need to find. You're also going to need a massive power source to get the signal interceptor running.
Porra. Onde tem que subir? É, faz um... Não sei se faz sentido, mas construir no alto ou não. Oh, cara, é embaixo. Ainda bem que eu caí. Ah, da hora. Que pariu. O pior que é aqui, não é? Caralho. Ué? Ah, será que é por cima? Nossa, mas... Acho que não é por cima, não.
Maxon might appear compassionate, but I can assure you, the Institute...
É, meio que era por cima sim. Ah, opa, isso aqui. Não, sai fora. Tá. Você pode liberar, tá bom? Pode liberar, cacete. Aí, boa. Construiu aqui mesmo, bem no meio do além. E agora como é que volta? Ó. Tá bom, muito obrigado, capitão. Muito obrigado.
Any luck building the platform yet?
Sim.
Yes, I'm ready to build the rest of it.
Good. Let's move on then. Here's a list of everything we'll need. Now I know some of that might as well be in Greek, so I'll be around if you have any questions.
Looks good, Ingram. I'll get to work right away.
I wish I had your confidence. Oh, one last thing before I forget. It's important that all the components are wired together so all the pieces are on a single grid. Otherwise, this isn't going to work. If you need any help, I'll be over at the build site making some adjustments and calculations. I'd wish you good luck, Knight, but I think we're both going to need it.
Porra, intendente. Olha as perninhas dela. Caralho, não... Ai, lá vai. Que merda agora que vai aparecer. Aí, vamos ver. A puta que pariu? Ah, tem que posicionar isso sobre isso. Tá. Primeiro acho que você tem que aparecer, né? Cacete! inferno. Pera lá. Esse aparece e esse não aparece por quê? Eu vou desmontar o tapete, mas não quero isso. Travou. Destravou. Tá bom o negócio aqui, hein. Emissor de rádio. O que é isso aqui? Não, pera lá, vamos ver nosso objetivo. Construa o console, antena e emissor de raio. Console, antena e emissor de raio, vamos ver. É o que tá precisando, não é? Console, antena e o emissor de raio, isso mesmo. Merda, eu vou precisar de uma placa de circuito eletrônico. Bom, construir o console. Antena. Sei lá, vou construir a antena pra ela, porque ela vai gostar. Agora só falta essa bosta. Ah, cara, eu vou montar tudo essa... Opa. Vou montar tudo essa merda aí. Que essa é a parte chata, sabe? Ai, bosta. Tem que ir lá pegar os itens. Ai, toma no cu. Aí eu já venho. Ah, foi, caralho! Nossa, galera, como é hard de fazer essa merda. Olha. Não tava encaixando essa merda aqui. Fala aí, ô.
Remarkable work, Knight. The signal interceptor appears to be complete. Are you ready to put it to the test?
Absolutely. I'm ready to go.
Your confidence is an inspiration to us all. That being said, this is the first time we've attempted to directly adapt Institute technology. When we throw that switch, we don't know exactly what's gonna happen. God willing, you'll end up inside the Institute, and the mission can continue.
Nothing's gonna stop me when I'm so close to the answers I'm looking for.
Eager to get inside, huh? Good. Now, I want you to listen very carefully. Once you've entered the Institute, we expect to lose contact, so it's imperative you remember everything I'm about to tell you. About 10 years ago, the Brotherhood began recruiting civilian scientists from the capital wasteland to assist with various projects. During this process, we were able to obtain the services of Dr. Madison Lee, a noted mind in the field of nuclear engineering.
Oh!
That's fortunate.
Yes, it was. Securing useful resources during wartime is critical. That said, Dr. Lee's contributions to our cause were instrumental in maintaining order in the capital wasteland. After some time, she developed differences with the Brotherhood and exiled herself to the Commonwealth.
Foi embora.
We're fairly certain that her intent was to make contact with the Institute.
What sort of differences?
Although she was working with the Brotherhood of Steel, she never formally joined as a scribe. After the capital wasteland was secured, she objected to the Brotherhood's continued military presence there. I think she assumed we would just walk away from it all. She was wrong. Your mission is simple. Once you're inside the Institute, we want you to track down Dr. Lee's whereabouts. If you find out that she's still alive, make contact with her and convince her to return to the Brotherhood of Steel. There's a special project we're working on, and it needs her attention.
Preciso saber o que aconteceu com ela, cara. Não.
What's this project that needs her attention?
Dr. Lee previously worked on a potent weapon for the Brotherhood of Steel. We'd like her to continue where she left off. That's all I can tell you. Listen to me, Knight. I'm well aware that you're risking your life going into the Institute blind. Just keep your mind on the mission. And don't let anything they say sway you.
Engraçado que a gente precisa de uma...
Good luck.
De um puta bagulho desse aí. E eles não precisam de nada. Eles só... Plim! Pronto. É só entrar aqui.
Excuse me, Proctor Ingram.
I've checked and rechecked everything. I think the signal interceptor's ready to go. Are you?
Sei.
Let's do this.
All right. Get
Bora!
up onto the platform and
Oh,
we'll see
vira
if I
pra
can
mim.
find a signal to lock onto.
Dr.
Pull
Lee
yourself
is a
together and
valuable
get up
asset.
onto that platform.
If any harm comes to her, I'm holding you personally responsible.
É agora, galera. Meu primeiro passo na plataforma e eu tô pra fora, mas eles não deixaram eu entrar tudo. Então vai assim mesmo. Ai, meu Deus. E agora? Travou, eu acho.
Refrain from opening fire inside the institute.
Let's see.
It
Relays
could
dialed
jeopardize our
in.
entire mission.
Beam emitters warmed up. Everything looks green. Let me start scanning for the signal. Cross your fingers. I'm inputting the code now. Wow, there's a heck of a lot of interference and ghosting. It's gonna take a minute or two to lock in. By the
have your
way, this
assignment,
little
soldier.
trip you're taking is a
Puta que
heck
eu
of an
pariu. Sai
opportunity to
daqui.
find out as much as we can about the Institute and what they're up to. I put a clever little program on this holotape that'll scan their network and download anything it finds. If you place it in any terminal down there, it'll do the rest. Bring it back to me and I'll see if I can make sense of whatever it found. Well, well, looks like we have a winner. RF wave capture complete. Ramping the
agora.
emitter.
É agora.
60%, 80%. Emitter spiking but steady. All that's left is to throw the transmit switch. Transmitting in
Dr.
3,
Lee is a valuable
2,
asset.
1.
If any harm comes
Stay
to her,
safe, soldier.
I'm holding you personally
Foi!
responsible.
Deu TP, deu TP. Oh! Eu tô num cubículo. Ah não, tem saída sim. Nossa! É agora, galera. Nossa senhora. Só pela aparência do local já dá pra perceber o nível deles, galera. Olha essa merda. Ah não. Olha o nível desses caras. O que é isso aqui? Pai?
I wondered if you might make it here. You're quite resourceful. I am known as Father. The Institute is under my guidance. I know why you're here. I'd like to discuss things with you face to face. Please, step into the elevator.
No use.
Ah, missão que não acaba. Qual que eu tô fazendo? Tá. Deixa isso aqui ligado também.
I can only imagine what you've heard, what you think of us. I'd like to show you that you may have the wrong impression. Welcome to the Institute.
Porra!
This is the reality of the Institute. This place, these people, the work we do. For over 100 years, we've dedicated ourselves to humanity's survival. Decades of research, countless experiments and trials, a shared vision of how science can help shape the future. It has never been easy, and our actions are often misinterpreted by those above ground. Someday, perhaps, we can show them what we've accomplished. But for now, we must remain underground. There's too much at stake here to risk it all. As you've seen, things above are unstable. I'd like to talk to you about what we can do for everyone. But that can wait. You are here for a specific, very personal reason. You are here for your son.
Cara, vocês podem falar o que quiser. Vocês mataram a porra da minha mulher e pegaram o cracudinho. Qual que é o sentido disso? Seus merdas. É o quê?
Sean?
Huh? Yes, I'm Sean.
you?
Who are you?
Huh?
Sean, it's me. I'm your dad.
Father, what's going on? What's happening?
O papai está aqui é muito coisa de filme, né?
Sean, are you okay? You're not hurt, are you?
What's going on? Father? Father!
Que porra é essa? O moleque tá louco, velho?
Shh. It'll be okay, Sean. I'm here now.
I don't know you. Go away. Father!
Ah!
Father, help me! There's someone here. Help me!
Sean, please. Calm down. I'll get you out of there.
Father? Father, help me! He's trying to take me! Father? Father, help me!
Que porra é essa, mano?
Sean. S923, recall code Cirrus. Fascinating.
Como
But
assim?
disappointing. The child's responses were not at all what I anticipated. He's a prototype, you understand. We're only just now beginning to explore the effects of extreme emotional stimuli. Please try and keep an open mind. I recognize that you are emotional, and that your journey here has been fraught with challenges. Let's start anew. I am Father. Welcome to the Institute.
Give me Sean. The real Sean. Right now!
I know. You've gone to such lengths to find him.
Just... help me understand what's going on here.
I promised answers, and answers you shall have. But I need you to realize that this situation is far more complicated than you could have imagined. You have traveled very far, and suffered a great deal to find your son. Well, your tenacity and dedication have been It's good to finally meet you. After all this time. It's me. I am Sean. I am your son.
Oh, pera lá. Não traduziu essa porra. Ele falou assim, eu sei que você teve muito tempo pra chegar aqui, mas você finalmente vai ter as suas respostas. Eu sou o Sean. Ele é o Sean, galera. Ele tá velho.
How is that even possible?
I know this is a lot to take in. In the vault, you had no concept of the passage of time. You were released from your pod and went searching for the son you'd lost. But then you learned that your son was no longer an infant, but a 10-year-old boy. You believed that 10 years had passed. Is it really so hard to accept that it was not 10, but 60 years? That is the reality. And here I am, raised by the Institute, and now its leader.
They stole you. Kidnapped you. Wasn't right.
Right, wrong, irrelevant. It was necessary. The Institute believed humanity's future
Por que
depended
você,
on it.
porra?
At that time, the year 2227, the Institute had made great strides in synth production. But it was never enough. Scientific curiosity and the goal of perfection drove them ever onward. What they wanted was the perfect machine. So they followed the best example thus far. The human being. Walking, talking, fully articulate, capable of anything.
So the weird science experiments needed specimens. That's why they took you.
In a manner of speaking. Yes. The Institute endeavored to create synthetic organics. The most logical starting point, of course, was human DNA. Plenty of that was available, of course. But it had all become corrupted. In this wasteland,
Ele não
radiation
tava.
affected everyone. Even in their attempts to shield themselves from the world above, members of the Institute had been exposed. Another source was necessary. But then the Institute found me after discovering records from Vault 111. An infant, frozen in time, protected from the radiation-induced mutations that had crept into every other human cell in the Commonwealth. I was exactly what they needed. And so it was my DNA that became the basis of the synthetic organics used to create every human-like synth you see today. I am their father. Through science, we are family. The synths, me, and you.
And you've been down here the whole time?
I have. Yes. I know you must have questions. Please. Anything I can do to help you understand.
So you're in charge of the Institute?
I am the acting director, yes. I spent decades working to reach this point. It's a responsibility I take very seriously. The Institute. It's important. It really is humanity's best hope for the future. No matter what those above ground might
Lógico,
think of us.
olha a porra da tecnologia deles, galera. É tudo branco, tudo tipo bonito, sabe? Não sei se o que eles estão fazendo. Não, porque você já sabe.
They're scared of you, Sean. Scared of the Institute.
People are always frightened by what they don't understand. Ultimately, the Commonwealth has nothing to fear from us.
Ele falou. Não tá traduzindo essa porra, ele falou assim. Bom, mas a comunidade não tem o que temer de nós.
Whatever you've seen or heard, I know I can convince you of that.
Tudo que você ouviu ou escutou, posso te convencer disso.
Just give me time. What else can I say to ease your mind?
Your mother. She never got to see you grow up.
Yes. What happened to her was... I've gone over the records of the incident, of course. It seems her death was an unfortunate bit of collateral damage.
Não, na moral, eu vou salvar isso dano colateral.
Collateral damage? Is that all she was to you?
I forget that it's been such a short time for you. I don't have any direct memories. And I've had my entire life to cope with the loss. Has it always been easy? Of course not. But I've done my best to move on and live my life. For many years, I never questioned who my parents were. I accepted my situation, and that was that. With old age comes regret, and asking what if more often. But what matters now is that you and I have a chance to begin again. What else can I say to ease your mind?
Kellogg. He worked for you?
Kellogg. He was an Institute asset long before I arrived here. It wasn't until I became director that I learned of all the things he'd done. What kind of man he was.
Ai, carai. Deixa eu salvar de novo que tá interessante.
You knew the man was a psychopath, but you used him anyway?
Would you have preferred that I turned him loose on the Commonwealth? At least keeping him on a short leash kept the collateral damage to a minimum. The Institute took advantage of Kellogg's vicious nature. I will freely admit that. Institute technology prolonged his life, and his usefulness far beyond any normal human lifespan.
Por isso que ele, tipo,
He never
sequestrou.
failed the Institute. But his cruelty became more apparent with every completed objective. I won't lie. It's no coincidence your path crossed his. It seemed a fitting way to allow you, us, to have some amount of revenge. I know there's more for us to discuss. But The Institute is on the verge of some important breakthroughs. Your presence would be appreciated as we approach them. I've been a part of something amazing here. I've helped to build a life for myself and the people of the Institute. And now, after all these years, you have an opportunity to help with that. Doesn't that intrigue you? Isn't that what you want?
Yes, that's what I want.
I know. I know you've been through so much.
Relaxa, galera.
I'm pleased to see it has not impaired your judgment. Forgive me. I'd assume that after everything I'm sure you've seen above ground, you would be more than a bit biased against us. There is much to be done. You'll need time to acclimate yourself, a chance to become acquainted with our procedures.
Is all that really necessary? What's there to learn?
For now, it is enough that you understand that the Institute really is devoted to the betterment of humanity. The Institute is now your home, as much as it is mine. Please take some time, get to know it. Meet the people you'll be working with. You'll want to introduce yourself to the division heads. Dr. Fillmore in Facilities, Dr. Ao in SRB, Dr. Holdren in Bioscience. And finally, Dr. Lee in Advanced Systems.
Ali
They've all
ela.
been notified of your arrival, of course. Meet them. And then we'll discuss what comes next.
Puta merda, olha o chão. Cracudo aqui. O que é isso aqui? Ah, tá. Bom, então vamos ver. Conheço os líderes. Tá, vamos conhecer os líderes. Essa merda deve ser muito grande. Ui. Olha isso. Deve ter tudo aqui, né, galera? Puta que pariu. Olha os bagulho que tem aqui. Nossa, um globo, velho. Pega o globo. Vamos terminar isso aqui? Vamos lá, cara. Tudo que aprendemos, ó. Não tem nem T, nem I, nem D, nem Y. Então esse aqui não é. Esse aqui não é porque tem I, deve ser BOR. Então não tem nem P, nem O, nem R, nem E. Vocês devem ter pegado um pouco o jeito. Não é tão difícil, mas mais pra frente deve ser uma putaria. Ó, não tem O. Deve ser line, então. Não. Então deve ser task, caralho. Esse task não é shop, é a única palavra que faltou.
Yes.
Ah. Ó, vida dele aumentada, etc. Relatórios. Tá bom. Ai, caralho. Como que eu vou me locomover nesse lugar de merda? Ah, aqui. Nossa, dá pra ir pra cima, dá pra ir pra baixo, dá pra entrar na bunda do saci.
Almost done. Just need to tighten up this primary drive servo.
That's the third primary drive breakdown this month. As far as I'm concerned, the phase out on these older models can't come soon enough.
Oh, I don't know. Most of them have lasted long past their projected lifespans. If you ask me, they were built pretty well.
I can't argue with that. Even so, I'm ready to see the full Gen 3 roll out.
There we go. All set. Unit, you can return to duty.
Thanks again.
Of course.
Ele não falou
We
nada, ele
don't
falou com a
usually
mente.
welcome outsiders. I hope you can appreciate your good fortune.
We're all looking forward to working with you.
Sai, mano.
Hi, Doc.
They weren't kidding. You really are here. Well, all right. I'm Allie Fillmore. You can think of me as the Institute's chief engineer. When Father told us about you, I could hardly believe it. You've been through so much, I think most people would have just given up. If you don't mind my asking, what was it that kept you going all that time?
I just wanted to find my son and keep him safe.
Now that you've found him, I hope you're proud of the great man he grew up to be. Now, I'll give you a quick rundown of the facilities division, and then I'll answer any questions you might have afterward. As you might guess, we keep the Institute's mechanical and electrical systems running smoothly. We maintain and upgrade all of the systems that make it possible to live and work in a place like this. There's a lot of machinery behind these walls that recycles the air and water and provides power to the laboratories and quarters. The work we do might not be as exciting as some of the other departments, but it's at least as important. So, now that you're here and you've spoken to Father, does that mean you're on board?
I'm just looking around.
I see. Well, please do mind what you touch. Sensitive equipment here, not like topside. If there's anything else you'd like to know about the facilities division, I'm happy to discuss it.
It must be a challenge to meet the power demands of a place like this.
Absolutely. We scratch and scrape for every precious ounce of voltage that we can. Over the years, we've learned a few tricks that help supplement our power budget. When necessary, we can tap into select sources on the surface. We take only what we need, of course. Fortunately, Advanced Systems is always working on new solutions to generate more energy. It's a good thing, too, because the demand is always increasing. You don't even want to know what a single use of the molecular dematerializer consumes.
Eu nem sei o que você falou, mas tudo bem. Ó, a galera é muito grande. Puta que me pariu. Nossa, velho.
Is it true Food Supplement 77 has been discontinued?
That is correct.
That was my favorite one. Can't we keep it a little longer?
I will be happy to forward your request to the Bioscience Division. In the meantime, please feel free to enjoy one of our other nutritious and flavorful food supplements.
I want Supplement 77.
I am sorry, sir, but that supplement is no longer available.
Useless machine.
Greetings, sir. Welcome to the commissary. Would you care for food?
Sure, let's take a look.
Olha, eles dão comidinha. Não, eles dão uma comidinha só. E Steam Pack é a mesma coisa, então. Muito obrigado, sintético. Tá, vamos para a próxima sala. Nossa, cara, é grande demais, velho.
Dr. Watson doesn't think I'm Institute material. I'm gonna prove him wrong.
Meu Deus, cara, é muito grande. E se eu cair errado, eu posso bater neles. Como
You're
que, ó?
here. Glad you made it.
Muito obrigado. Aqui é a sala médica, né? Ala
No
médica.
visible reaction to the K-14 compound. We'll start the next trial then. The
Olha
dosage will
só.
be much larger this time, and the side effects will likely be more pronounced.
Will there be any pain?
I honestly don't know. I suppose it's your job to find out. Now hold still.
É de outro mundo isso aqui, galera. Nossa, olha essas
There.
porra.
All done. You can return to your duties, and remember to record every symptom you experience in detail.
I hope I'll prove a useful test subject for you, Doctor.
Mm-hmm.
It's an honor to have you here, sir.
All this advanced technology, and we still can't cure the common cold.
Olha esta merda. Meu Deus. Vai tá foda aqui, hein. Cara, é muito grande, véi. Eu ia falar que é maior que a nave lá, mas lógico que é, né, caralho. Que lá é uma nave, isso aqui é uma construção, né, então.
Hello.
Hi there.
What? I'm not even doing anything.
Ô louco, você quer morrer, seu bosta? Morri congelado ainda. Olha lá, um lugar. Ó galera, se eu acertar alguém com essa merda que dá problema. Onde que é aqui? Sistemas avançados. Olha, a porta abre e dentro dela tem um facho de luz. Meu.
She's been at it for over 2 hours. What is she even testing?
Nothing. At this point, she's just doing it for fun.
Tá tirando na parede, é da hora. Vocês sabem.
Dr. Lee.
Oh, it's you. You're not authorized to be here.
Tenho sim, só vaga dia.
Well.
Actually, I was looking for you.
Me? Why?
I've been sent by the Brotherhood of Steel to find you.
You don't beat around the bush, I'll give you that. I knew it was just a matter of time before your people would track me down. I've been looking over my shoulder for almost a decade, waiting for them to send someone like you to kill me.
No.
I'm only here with good intentions. You have my word.
You're giving me your word, even though we just met? Fine. Since Father trusts you, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. I might not agree with everything he says, but I know he'd never allow harm to come my way. Say what you came here to say, and then leave me alone.
Que porra é essa? Essa vadia tá muito bruta, véi.
Are you happy here?
You'd think being surrounded by cutting-edge laboratory equipment and some of the greatest minds the world's ever known would be enough. Only problem is the lack of transparency. I don't think we get the full story on everything that occurs down here. What does that have to do with why we're talking?
Tá,
The Brotherhood needs your help, Doctor.
Needs my help? Why? They seemed to have everything under control when I left.
Did you abandon any projects you wanted to complete?
You should know better than to ask me that. If they didn't tell you what I was working on, they didn't want you to know. I'm certainly not going to put my neck on the line and spread their dirty little secrets. Tell me something. Why would I possibly want to come crawling back to the Brotherhood? What reason would I have to throw away everything I've accomplished here?
Confia em mim, olha.
Father trusts me, and so should you.
He trusts you because you're family. I'm not. I can't just take your word for it. I need more than that.
I give up. What would it take to convince you?
All right, I'll play your game. I had a colleague down here, a Dr. Virgil. Several months ago, there was an accident in his lab, and he was killed. I wanted to help with the investigation, but Father had the laboratory sealed, saying that it was contaminated. The incident never sat right with me. The more I asked about it, the more I felt like Father was deflecting my questions. If you bring me solid information on what killed him, I'll take it as a favor from the Brotherhood and consider your offer. Do we have a deal?
Tá bom. Mas é isso mesmo, pera aí. O Virgil tá vivo.
I know this may come as a shock, but Dr. Virgil is still alive. I met him myself.
Oh, please. Do you really think a cheap tactic like that is going to work on someone like me? Stop trying to avoid the legwork by lying. Either you get me the evidence, or we have nothing else to talk about. Deal?
Deal.
All right. Dr. Virgil's lab was in the Biosciences Division. I can give you a code that will get you into the section, but the lab itself has been sealed, so you'll have to breach it on your own. I'd tell you to be quiet about it, but your Brotherhood and discretion isn't exactly your strong suit. And finally, if you get caught, we never had this conversation. Now, for the sake of keeping up appearances, let me see that Pip-Boy of yours. I've been told to install a courser chip in it for you. Father's orders. You're to be given full access, with the ability to relay in and out of the Institute at will.
A courser chip? What's it do?
The same thing it does for our coursers. Creates a link to the relay that allows them, and now you, to get in and out at will. In case the significance is lost on you, you'll be the only one here with that kind of access. If nothing else, it should demonstrate the amount of trust Father has placed in you. Speaking of, I trust our discussion will remain between the two of us. Now, I need to get back to work, and I'm sure you have other things to do.
Tá bom, doutora Vadia. Bom, vamos sair já. Oi, galera, vocês viram, né? Abre a porta até ter um vão branco, assim, de tão, tipo, como se mostra superioridade, assim, divina, sei lá, que merda é essa. Já vamos fazer isso aqui antes de conversar com o resto, cadê? Aqui. Ah, cara, mas essa merda gigantesca aí é braba, papo. Aqui é a biociência. A biociência é onde tava o Virgil. Ele lembra que ele falou que ele era da biociência? Então.
time to examine my latest reports on batch 274.
Everyone's excited about the new synth project.
Tá bom. Peraí, deve ter nego aqui? Tem nego aqui.
He's eager to get that going, so I've had to put everything else to one side.
I wonder how the Warwick family is doing. Young Wally must be close to 10 years old by now. It's remarkable that any child can survive for so long up there, don't you think?
I try not to think too much about it. We have more than enough to occupy ourselves here. And those people are the last remnants of a dying past. It's best not to dwell on the subject.
They're still people, and they're suffering. We can at least admit that it's regrettable. After all, how can we hope to redefine mankind if we can't even hold on to our own humanity?
Well, that's a question best left to our colleagues in the robotics division.
Yes, well... I suppose you're right.
Dr. Carlin's doing some amazing things with our genetically engineered crops.
Doctor.
Welcome. So good to have you here. Dr. Clayton Holdren, head of the Bioscience Division. I can't wait for you to see the work we're doing. It's truly amazing.
I look forward to learning more about it.
In that case, let me give you a brief overview of what we do here. As the name implies, the Bioscience Division specializes in fields of studies such as botany, genetics, and medicine. Our most important directive is to ensure the health and well-being of everyone in the Institute. To that end, we cultivate highly specialized breeds of flora for use in food and medicine. We've even started to explore the idea of synthetic animal life. You probably saw the gorillas. They're really just a pet project at this point, but the potential is exciting nonetheless.
Gorilla?
Seems like there's nothing you guys can't do.
With hard work and ingenuity, any challenge can be overcome. I'm sure I've taken up enough of your time as it is. But I have to ask, have you decided whether you'll join us?
I'm not sure. Right now, I'm just trying to keep an open mind.
It's a big decision, I know. But it's also a rare and important opportunity. No need to rush to judgment. In any case, I imagine you'll want to continue looking around. Or, if you prefer, I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have.
You mentioned medical care. I might need that from time to time.
In that case, you'll want to introduce yourself to Dr. Dean Volkert. He's our top biologist and also serves as the Institute's resident physician. Dr. Volkert works in the infirmary. Just pay him a visit whenever you need to. You won't find better medical care anywhere else in the Commonwealth. I'll promise you that.
Oh, muito obrigado, Clayton.
I'm sorry, but I'm too preoccupied for chit-chat.
Tá bom, então vai tomar no seu olhinho. Vai, já vamos chegar nas evidências aqui loucamente. Vai pra cá. Ah, carai. Acho que lá no começo onde a gente foi. Aqui, ó. Tem que ser. É? Ah, carai. Ah, tem mais porta. Nossa, tem muita coisa. Puta que pariu. Olha quanta porta. Como é que isso aqui tem fechadura, mano? Onde que é a fechadura dessa porta? Ai, meu Deus. Como que uma porta... Que... Bom, sei lá. Quase. O que ia acontecer? Ah, sei lá. Ah, isso aqui vai dar merda. Não deu merda. Nossa, ficou tudo preto, que horror.
Yes.
Oh! Que tinha de mó bonitinho. Que porra é essa aqui? Nossa, uma caixa de munição. Um copinho. Não tinha nada aqui? Ah, sei lá. Ó. Muito obrigado. Ó o fogo se espalhando, ó. Tá provado.
Reveal yourself.
Pois que bugou. Um assaltron aqui? Nossa.
Sweet. Hostile in the zone. Alert level Bravo. Standing down.
Cara, eu tô muito ninja. Ui, só é muito ninja, galera. Nossa. Eles têm que me banir desse jogo de tão ninja. Você tô a meio palmo de distância do cara. Ué, mas cadê o cara? Nossa, velho. Ai, carai. Não tem nada. Quando vocês escutam esse barulhinho aí, ó. Quer dizer que eu tô tentando fazer isso aqui, ó. Só que procurando de verdade, né? O que a gente vai catar aqui, hein? É muita armadilha, mas por que... Como que os caras me socaram tudo isso de armadilha? Nossa, tem umas portas inúteis aqui. Fácil pra burro.
Got it.
Nossa. Opa, peraí. Ah. Acho que já tá. Ou dois de impact. Eu vou até usar os dois aqui, ó. Pegar mais um. Ô, tá fácil, hein, ô. Merdão. Cara, tô tomando dano pra caralho? Eu nem vi minha vida. Ah, não, vai tomar. Deixa eu ver se dá pra abrir. Não, não dá. Nossa, galera, nossa, eu odeio hackear essa merda. Nossa, vocês não estão ligados. Ó, não é porque não tem O, nem R, nem... Ó, tem W, A, I ou T. W não é porque não tem nenhuma, mais uma outra palavra com W. Então é o A. É o A, mas tem muita palavra com A, cacete. Ah, puta que pariu. Será que eu arrisco em qual? Ai... Eu preciso restaurar a tentativa, mas no controle é muito devagar achar essas merda. Ah, vai no fast. Ai, filha da... A gente deve ter liberado já. Raro. Não, não é nem R nem A.
Nice.
Ah, foi rápido. Tá, vamos abrir essa merda logo. Pronto. Se foda. Ô, carai.
Personal record. Dr. Brian Virgil. This will likely be my last recording. My requests to shut down the FEV program have repeatedly been denied. We've learned nothing useful in the last 10 years. Why does Father insist on continuing it? If he won't see reason, then I have to take matters into my own hands. What we're doing, it's not right. It needs to stop. If anyone should find this after I'm gone, know that I never wanted to hurt anyone. Anyone. Do you understand me? I'm gonna make make sure the whole program is shut down. If not for good, then at least for years to come. After that, I know what I'm about to do will be seen as a betrayal. Treason, he'll probably call it. So, I'm leaving. I have a plan. And if it works, I'll be somewhere safe. Somewhere not even the coursers can find me. Everything that we've done, the lives we've taken. If there is a God, may he have mercy on us all.
Isso que eu tinha que pegar, não é? Pera lá. Cadê? Pera lá. Não deve mostrar. Mas eu lembro que ele mandou pegar uma coisa aqui. É isso aqui, não é? Aí, ó. Carai. Esse aqui é um microscópio. Então quer dizer que eles estavam fazendo alguns experimentos que era meio... Não... Ah, eu não vou tentar passar essa porra, não. Ai, prontinho.
Dr. Holdren's synth gorilla project is showing promising results. Father's a great man. You must be very proud.
Então vamos entregar lá pra doutora. O Instituto. Oh! Nossa, mas é muito grande. Muito. Ai, é big. Big igual a cabeça do meu amiguinho. É aqui que tem que entregar pra mulher? É. Ai, caralho. Tá indo rápido esse loading. Nossa, tô até assustado.
Excuse me, Dr. Lee?
Took you long enough to find that evidence. Let me see what you've got.
I'm afraid it's bad news.
Since when do you know what I consider bad news? Just let me hear it.
I'm gonna make sure the whole program is shut down. If not for good, then at least for years to come. After that, I know what I'm about to do will be seen as a betrayal. Treason, he'll probably call it. So, I'm leaving. I have a plan. And if it works, I'll be somewhere safe. Somewhere not even the coursers can find me.
They lied to me. They lied to me, and I didn't even realize how far it went. All those years of loyalty. For nothing.
At least the Brotherhood never lied to you.
I'm such a fool. I came to the Institute to get away from the Brotherhood. From the whole world. I just wanted to do my research in peace. Father took me in and gave me access to cutting-edge technology that I only dreamed existed. I became jaded. I thought that the Institute cared, that they wanted to better mankind. Maybe in their own twisted way they still do. But now I realize if you can't trust the people you're working for, then it's all pointless. If they lied about Dr. Virgil, who knows what else they've been lying about? Or what their plans are for my work. I'll make my way back to the Brotherhood. But I'm going to have to do it on my own. I can't take any chances being seen with you. Tell whoever sent you that they've just regained the services of Dr. Madison Lee.
Oh, carai.
This is day 8 of Trial 6. The last week has been very productive but exhausting. I think we'll need a break after this. Benet has done some really marvelous work with the personality mesh. It's almost too good. The responses map almost identically to expectations, some of the most lifelike I've seen. Of course, it's not really Sean. None of his memories are in there. That, even now, would be a step too far. It's starting to have an effect on the team, I think. I know I've been caught up in the moment once or twice. Just a second or two, forgetting that he's not a real boy. Still, I think we'll need to consider restricting him to the lab only for the moment. I'm well aware that others are put off by his presence. If I were slightly more arrogant, I might consider that a sign of success.
Então é isso, doutor. É isso, né? Bom, galera, eu vou terminar esse vídeo por aqui. Já tá um tempo enorme. Espero que vocês tenham gostado desse vídeo. Tá muito interessante. Comentem o que acharam. Vamos conversar. Se inscrevam para não perder os próximos. Um grande abraço de coração para todos. E até a próxima.